Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 13, and today we're returning with a double header of our Lions as we play host to QPR in the London derby, then take on Sheffield Wednesday away from home. Before we play these games though, show how Mill have been getting on off camera. So of course, in the last episode, you saw our 1-0 home defeat to Peterborough United and then our 2-0 victory at the Pirelli against Burton Albion. I then played 6 games off camera and the run has been inconsistent, as it always is normally for Millwall. We started with a 2-1 victory over Sunderland at home though in a very good comeback victory. Callum McManaman gave the Black Cats the lead inside the opening 10 minutes, but then I made a tactical change, which left me feeling like a bit of a god. I took off Stephen Quinn at left back, pushed Ferguson down to left back and brought on Aidan O'Brien for the left-hand side, and Aidan scored just before the break to make it 1-1, so I was feeling great in that regard. And then with 30 minutes to go, Gregors gave us the win and a big 3 points there. But sadly, what followed was not a tactical masterclass, but a tactical failure. We took on Crystal Palace, and like last year in the FA Cup third round, taking them on in the South London derby, this time away from home, I thought last season we attacked them and we won the game, so let's attack them again, and unfortunately we lost 4-1. We should have gone into the break leading though. We missed a penalty through Sean Williams with a minute of normal time to play in the first half, and then a real sucker punch came straight afterwards as Palace went in front just before the break, so we should have gone into the dressing room ahead. Instead we were trailing, and as Townsend, once off Millwall on loan, made it 2-0, Palace then scored another 2 goals. Thompson was sent off for a red card, and Peter Crouch did grab a consolation goal. Always nice to see, but sadly that's all it was, and we've now split the series if you will with Crystal Palace. It's 1-1, and we'll see who wins the next FA Cup third round tie last season, because I'm sure we'll face them again. But following that, 4 games, and we started with a 1-0 victory over Cardiff City away from home in Wales, where they had so many shots but only 3 on target, and O'Brien finished one of our only chances to give us a big 3 points there, and a great way to respond after being knocked out of the cup. But sadly no wins in our last 3 games. A 1-1 draw at home to Birmingham. Gregors gave us the lead, but sadly the Blues scored a goal from a corner to make it 1-1. Then a 1-0 defeat away at Preston, where we were beaten by a screamer, and we actually played quite well in this game. We hit the woodwork 3 times and had some really good chances, but sadly couldn't finish as Preston got the win. And our final game was a goalless draw at home to Sheffield United, where again we hit the woodwork a couple of times in this game, I think, and we're quite unfortunate. But that's been the run off camera. Right now, as you can see in the Championship, we sit in 16th place. We are currently 11 points off the bottom 3, and we're 10 points off 6th place Aston Villa. So this has been very similar to last season, where we feel like we're too far away from the top 6 to have any chance for playoff place, yet we don't feel we're going to go down even with 15 games to go. It's literally just like last season, but this is what we were targeting in our first 3 or 4 years, just mid-table security, and right now we're doing a decent enough job of that. A couple of things to report as well, other than the form. First things first, I've won Manager of the Month for the first time ever. I won it in January. Is there a way of showing it here, perhaps? Milestones, maybe? There we go. Championship Manager of the Month for January, so that was absolutely fantastic. And you might notice as well my stats are increasing a little bit as I've been doing some coaching courses behind the scenes, so that's really good to see as I always start on the lowest level. And what else do I want to show you? Oh yeah, there was one change to our squad in January. There were no new signings to the team, obviously, because our finances just continue to plummet and I can't stop it. But Crouchy, who did come in for 6 months on loan, has gone back to Stoke City. We could have extended the loan, but we would have to pay a little bit more money, and to be honest, I didn't think he was worth it. I mean, it was a good little novelty signing, if you will, but you know, 4 goals in 13, not terrible, with 7 of those 14 games coming from the bench. But I felt as though personally we've got enough depth in the striker role, so I don't really feel the need to extend the loan, and thus he's gone back to Stoke for his final 6 months in professional football. So that's what's been happening off camera, and I believe that's pretty much all I wanted to show you. So let's dive into the first of 2 games today as we take on Queen's Park Rangers, sat in 9th place in a London derby. Not feeling too confident. No wins in our last 3, just 1 win in our last 5, but let's see how we get on, and let's see if we can return to winning ways here at the Den. So this is our team for the game. Archer in goal, who you might notice Bournemouth have dropped all their interest in him, so I'm absolutely delighted about that. In the back 4 of Meredith, back from the Asians Cup, Hutchinson, Cooper and Marlon Romeo. In midfield, O'Brien's on the left, Wallace is on the right, and in the middle, Tunnicliffe and Williams, with Gregors and Morrison up top. These are our normal instructions, which we've been sticking with for most of our run. And on the bench, Woodman, Carter, Vickers, McLaughlin, Saville, De Jager, Onyedinma and Elliott as right now Ferguson is the only player that's currently injured, as he's out for about 2 to 3 weeks. So, first game, it's Queen's Park Rangers. Any chance of us making the playoffs comes with 2 wins today in our 2 games. Can we get them? Let's find out. We've got a decent record against QPR in the series. No losses in 3 and 2 wins in the 3. But with them right now in 9th place, or 8th place actually, based on the current league table, pushing for a playoff place, I think they're going to come through and get the win here at the Den. They're through already, and they should have made it 1-0. Jordy Hawula was 1-on with Archer, but fired it way wide of the post. But another highlight here, and it could come to the Lions. Hutchinson taken down, and yes, fantastic news. Penalty 5 minutes in, and Williams is going to stand up and take it. And after his miss against Crystal Palace, I'm not feeling too confident. Come on, Sean, he tuck it away. A little bit of composure. Show it this time. Yes, there we go. This time keeps it low on the ground, and we do have the early goal. So 6 minutes in, and again, I do feel any chance of us making the playoffs this season, or having any chance of getting close to the playoffs, is going to depend on today's episode. Get 2 wins from 2 and there's a chance. Fail to do that and it's highly unlikely. Perfect start though. 1 goal to the good. Well done, Sean. Action-packed start to the game. Another highlight here should come to Queen's Park Rangers with White down the left-hand side, floating onto the back stick, and there is Jordy Hawula off the post, and Archer gets it away, and Millwall will escape. Couple of great chances there for their new number 10, but couldn't take either, as we are still in front by 1. We've picked our defence up a little bit late. Yes, we got thrashed by Crystal Palace, but it's not been that bad as it was at the start of the season. I'd love a big clean sheet here, and another big 3 points. Come on. We do have a couple of contract problems at the moment to talk about as well. Ryan Tunnicliffe has his deal up come the end of the year. James Meredith has his deal up come the end of the year as well. So does Steve Morrison. So a few first-team players that will need to be given new contracts. And right now, as Hawula is through again, we are being let off the hook time and time again, because Jordy once again has fired it wide. And he's getting the chances for the R's, but right now can't hit the target as we still lead by 1. 23 minutes in, we've played just as good in terms of the stats, but QPR have had the clear opportunities. Thankfully, they can't take them. Free kick for the Lions. Jed Wallace takes it, whips one into the centre. Hutchinson goes for it. Oh, yes, and get in. Millwall double their lead here 32 minutes in and make it 2-0. Wallace with the free kick, causing problems with those deliveries, and this time not a penalty, but a goal regardless. Nice little ball into the middle. Hutchinson latched onto it. Lovely half volley into the back of the net, and our centre-back doubles our lead. So, like I said earlier, a good record against QPR in the series, and as things stand, there'll be no losses in 4 and 3 wins in 4, but as things stand, you surely feel at some point QPR are going to get back in the game, and they should have done there. Manning fires it over the bar. They're getting chances, but their finishing is atrocious. And a free kick here for Millwall, and Cooper fires it just over the bar. And that could have been free. And Sheffield United are 6-0 down at home to Reading 33 minutes in. That's crazy. But here come Queen's Park Rangers again. And surely at some point they're going to score. Surely. This is crazy now. Silla on the ball finds Scowen. And now Massimo Luongo through to Manning. And Manning back inside to the number 15, who will play it back to Manning. And now Luongo receives it. This is absolutely bizarre. They've had so many highlights, and oh my goodness, Archer then denies Hawula and pounces on the rebound as well. Jordy Hawula must be thinking, I'm doing literally everything, but I cannot find the back of the net. We still lead by 2, but we should be down by about 5. Second half is underway. We're still leading by 2-0 as Morrison lost out in the air to White there. I fully expect Queen's Park Rangers to get a goal at some point. They certainly deserve one, and hopefully it doesn't come too quickly after the restart as they attack down the right-hand side, and Silla is there, and he hits the crossbar, and Romeo gets it away. Wow, this is mental, man. We did not get much luck in our last 2 games, away at Deep Down at home to Sheffield United. We certainly are in this game. I can't believe we're still leading by 2, as Wallace's cross is easily caught by Smithies. This is nuts, man. I don't know how QPR haven't scored yet. 21 minutes to go, still the lead is 2, as the Lions have a highlight here. Aidan O'Brien on the ball, slides into Gregors, cross is cleared by Hall, but Ryan Tunnicliffe, who wants to leave the club at the end of his contract, is there. As O'Brien whips it out wide towards Romeo. Come on, let's get a 3rd goal here and put these points to bed. Jed Wallace on the ball, crosses, there's Gregors and there's Morrison. And there is the 3rd goal we were looking for. Steve Morrison, our top scorer this season, gets his 11th of the year. And with 21 minutes to go, that should put the game beyond doubt. And QPR are going to lead the Den thinking, how on earth do we not win this game or even get a point? Nice ball by Romeo into Jed Wallace, cross to Gregors, deflects off Anuaha, and Steve Morrison, the wily old fox, makes it 3-0, and that should do it. So a big win to start today's big episode off. You know, maybe, just maybe, we could have a playoff push this season. Unlikely, but a possibility. 11.5 minutes to go. Another highlight for the Lions. Sean Williams on the ball. Finds O'Brien into Morrison. And Steve back towards Sean. We're keeping hold of the ball very nicely here. Long passage of play, but I'm liking it. Romeo to Wallace down the right. Cross to the middle. There's O'Brien, and there is Millwall's 4th goal. Jed Wallace with the cross. Aidan O'Brien with the header in for Shane Ferguson, and capitalising on the Northern Irish winger's injury as O'Brien heads it home. That was a lovely goal as well. Really nice team build-up. Romeo slides it in to Jed. Lovely cross to the back stick, and O'Brien heads it in off the underside of the crossbar for one of our best performances of the series. Millwall 4, Queen's Park Rangers 0. I mean, I say one of our best performances of the series. Not really, because Queen's Park Rangers had an abundance of chances, particularly in the first half, but just couldn't finish. It's just we were a lot more clinical in this game. And that's the best way of describing it. It was a clinical display from the Lions, and that is going to do it then. So final whistle rings around the Den, and we have won by 4 goals to 0, and we've got a great record against Ian Holloway's Queen's Park Rangers, and we've got to love that. So we will praise the team come the end of the games for a very good display in a very good win. And well, you know, I don't want to give us unrealistic expectations, but the one thing I'll definitely say is this: the likelihood of us being in a relegation scrap in season 2 is now highly unlikely. 14 games to go. Yes, some teams below us do have a game in hand, but we're 14 points clear of the drop. Our goal difference is not even that bad this season either, and I think that we are looking for this mid-table security for season 2 and season 3 like season 1, and as things stand, we're definitely going to get it. Playoffs, definitely a chance. 9 points behind, but I'm not going to be too optimistic about that. So long as we stay in mid-table, that's good enough for me. Oh, and this is interesting indeed. Very interesting. Reading have just offered me a job interview for the vacant manager position at Medeski Stadium, and they've sacked Yap Stam like they've done so in real life. Right now sitting 15th place in the table, so directly above us, although we both had the same amount of points, and they want me to swap the Den for Medeski. But lads, don't you understand? I've been supporting this club since I was a kid, and I've got no plans to attend that job interview. I'm staying right here at the Den. I'm not against leaving the club at some point in this series. If you've watched any of my previous FM saves, you would know that we always stuck with one club, but I'm not against having a little bit of a journeyman stint in this save as well. However, it's got to be the right sort of job, and to leave to a team that right now doesn't have that much of a better setup than us, maybe a little bit better financially, but they're not that much better than us, as made evident by the league table in the current form book right now. I don't feel the need to even bother with that job interview. Like, if the right job comes up and it's a Premier League team or something, I'll definitely consider it, but right now, yeah, I don't think that's the right sort of position for me to go to. It's much better to stay at the Den and continue our progress here in London. So, second and final game of today's episode, then we are away at Hillsborough to take on Sheffield Wednesday, who right now are in 22nd place and in the relegation zone, desperate to climb out of it, and they could do so with a win here at home. And as we go and take them on, with us right now in, you know, not terrible form, and a big win against Queen's Park Rangers, this is a good chance to show we could possibly have a late season playoff push. Let's find out. So, no changes to our team for the game, despite this one coming just a few days after the win against Queen's Park Rangers. Stick with the same lineup and the same instructions, and hopefully it will be the same sort of performance and the same result as well. So our team is as follows once again: Archer in goal, but for Meredith, Hutchinson, Cooper and Romeo. In midfield, O'Brien on left, Wallace on the right, and in the middle, Tunnicliffe and Williams, and up top together, Gregors and Morrison. And on the bench, once again, Woodman, Carter, Vickers, McLaughlin, Saville, Ashkander, Jagger, Fred Onyedinma, and Tom Elliott as well. So second game, it's Sheffield Wednesday. Let's make it back-to-back victories and back-to-back clean sheets too. Come on, you Lions. So first highlight does come to the Owls as Reach crosses, but Meredith heads clear. And Lee is first to the ball as he pops it through towards Barnes, and Sheffield Wednesday looking in search of the first highlight here. That cross, oh, comes off the crossbar. Archer had to watch that carefully, and thankfully we do escape there. So off the woodwork early from the Owls. Not sure that was intentional, but it almost snuck in. And another highlight here, 6 minutes in, Barry Bannon's cross, Gamma's header, and those two scored in our 2-0 defeat at the Den to Sheffield Wednesday, and they've linked up for the first goal here at Hillsborough as well. Bannon with the delivery. He's such a good little player for his technical ability with that left foot, and Gamma's header goes past Archer and into the back of the net. So worst possible start at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Millwall 0, and we have not started off well at all, because here comes Sheffield Wednesday again. That ball deflected though, but maybe a chance on the break. Come on, Morrison on the ball, great through ball, Gregors one-on-one, now can you finish? No, he can't. Fires it way wide the post, and that should have at least hit the target. as it goes well wide, but still 1-0. The Owls have been the far superior side at the moment. Good to get our first chance there, but should have at least hit the target. But instead, as Sheffield Wednesday are controlling the possession battle, they're looking on top, they're still leading by 1. This is not looking good early for Millwall. Here's Lee on the ball, and now Barry Bannon receives it back to Kieran Lee. And as the Owls try and spread it out wide towards Barnes here, they're trying to attack patiently and probe and look for the opening. Here is Bannon on the ball, got 1 assist, finds Forestieri. Nice passing movement. Bannon receives it again into the goal scorer. Across it comes. Forestieri finds Barnes, who is free, and fires it just over the bar. Might have to make change at the breaks. At the moment, we are not doing anything but looking really, really inferior. In fact, I might need to make changes before the break because the Owls are coming forward again. And at this rate, you think it's only a matter of time before they double their lead. Kieran leads Forestieri. Harvey Barnes shoots and Archer makes the save, but the rebound is turned in. And there is the second goal. Sheffield Wednesday may well be in the relegation zone going into the game, but they should be out of it come the end of the game. They beat us to the den by this scoreline. They're already 2 goals up here half an hour in. Nice little ball by Kieran Lee to Forestieri. Better ball to Barnes. Archer did well to make the save, but sadly couldn't get back to his feet on time as Barnes makes it 2, and Sheffield Wednesday deservedly double their lead. So half-time is here, and I've assertively criticised the boys at the break, and I'm going to make an interesting change here and go to a 4-2-3-1. Now, throughout the entire series, we've been sticking with the 4-4-2, but it's clearly not working today. So let's alter things up and see if this will help us out. Should we change the instructions? Let's lower the tempo just a little bit. We'll stop playing out of defence and we'll try and get the ball forward a little bit quicker with more direct passing. And I'll be more expressive as well. And hopefully these changes will give us something positive to celebrate, because in the first half there was nothing going on. But this is our first taste of a new formation here, 4-2-3-1. Let's see how we get on. The thing I like about the 4-4-2 is that we play it in real life and we play really well with it. And it's just got perfect balance and perfect shape. You know, 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, 2 attackers, and it works really well. But it can have a tendency to be considered outdated in today's footballing world. So I do definitely feel as though whilst I want to stick with it, as we progress through the series, we'll probably have to experiment with more formations and more tactics. And with our first test here, in the second half, we've actually, if you look at the stats there, we've actually got into the game a little bit more, not in the possession battle, but at least in terms of the shots. So as Meredith crossfields out wide towards Jed Wallace, if we can get a goal here to half deficit, I'd certainly take that. And, oh, we've got one. Morrison has just scored, and I have got no idea what happened there. Kieran Westwood, I think, must have stumbled or something, or just got cold feet. Because as Meredith played it across towards Jed, he rolled the ball through, and Steve ran off the shoulder. It was left by Moretti for the goalkeeper, but Westwood, I don't know what he was doing there. He was backpedaling, but he should have just gone straight to the ball because he would have been favourites to win it, no doubt. But Morrison capitalises. It's 2-1, and with 15 minutes to go, if we can battle back and claim a point here, I'll be delighted. Archer with the goal kick sends it long. Wallace chases after it but loses out in the air. But here comes Sheffield Wednesday looking to restore their 2-goal cushion instantly. Moretti plays that wide, and a great chance here as they cross it out wide towards Liam Palmer. Palmer keeps it in play just. Now can he cross? Yes, he can. Wallace heads clear. Bannon's first to ball. There finds Jordan Rhodes. And there is one prolific goal scorer to make it 3-1 and end any chance of the comeback. Bannon has been pulling the strings in the 2 games we've played against Sheffield Wednesday. A goal and 2 assists as well. And this is his second. Cross the middle dealt with, but only temporarily. Bannon with a perfectly timed first-time ball to Jordan Rhodes. And the English-born Scottish striker surely puts the game beyond doubt. Big 3 points for Sheffield Wednesday, big defeat for Millwall. 3-1 should be the final score. Well, no, there is a highlight for Sheffield Wednesday here with a minute and a half to go. I'll be very frustrated if we lose this game 4-1 to a side who were in the relegation zone heading into the game. Crossed by Palmer, Barnes at the back stick, couldn't win it, but there is Reach who fires one, and oh, didn't he fire one? Adam Reach beats Jordan Archer from distance with a thunderbolt. And that should be the final score now. Sheffield Wednesday have come into this game feeling they need to win. And what a performance they've put in here. Headed clear by Cooper, but straight to Reach. And that is a rocket. Archer got fingertips to that, but it may well have broken one of those fingers. So much shot power. And the Owls are now 4-1 up as we enter stoppage time, and that should do it. So great to beat QPR by 4-0, but this is a very disappointing response away at Hillsborough. 4-1 the final score, and I'm pretty sure now that's going to end any chance of a playoff place this season. 12 points now off the top 6, and we're 11 points clear of the drop. But again, just like last season, we're looking for that mid-table security. We don't have the sort of team or the sort of finances to compete with the other sides in the division towards those top 6 places. So yeah, I'm frustrated that we beat QPR so convincingly and then lost this game so poorly. But this is basically what this series has been all about so far, and probably what it will be for the first 3 or 4 seasons. Inconsistent runs of form throughout the entire season, and right now, as we drop down to 17th place, it seems like that's how it will be between the end of the season as well. If we can keep ourselves around this sort of position though, I'll take it. And I'm not too concerned. I'm not too concerned. But that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like, as likes are, of course, very much appreciated. And you're out channel out as well. We shall return, I think, for perhaps 2 more episodes in the season, and then start a new season on Sunday morning, just like last Sunday as well. Because right now it's looking very likely that we're just going to be finishing in mid-table at best, and thus the remainder of the season is not going to be too interesting unless we have a disastrous run of form or a really good run of form. So I think what we'll do is we'll return with games against, let's go with, there's a good little double header there actually, Newcastle away, who are in 3rd place right now, and Leeds at home as well. So we'll return with that double header because that's around the midway point, and then we'll come back for the final 2 games of the season, away at Carrow Road and at home to Middlesbrough as well. And unless we've had a disastrous run of form or an incredible run of form, we know for a fact that these remaining games will just be about finding out just how high we can finish in the table. So that's what we'll do. Newcastle and Leeds in the next episode, and I'm looking forward to it and hope you guys are as well. So thanks for watching. Please, if you like and enjoyed the video, have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you for the next episode of my Football Manager season, which should be the penultimate episode of the season very soon. Bye.